Hello, I've let my YouTube channel kind of run dry a little bit recently, and I have been meaning to upload something. I mean, I've recorded something stupid like 7 videos that I haven't uploaded through possibly laziness, possibly just, lack of time, coupled with laziness. There's definitely some laziness in there, because, well, is it laziness? Well, I wouldn't call it laziness. It's sort of, I start uploading a video to YouTube, or I start rendering a video, sorry, and it starts to really take a toll on my computer, which is bad because I'm always using it. Yeah, my computer's really struggling, and I know, looking at this, it doesn't look like it takes long to render, but that's simply because my video quality, and I'm kind of recording this onto webcam. I still need to render it off, and my computer doesn't do that very well. So that's why that's an issue for me. Also, to explain why I haven't really been uploading things recently, I've been under a tremendous amount of stress, and this is sort of good stress because it's the stress you get when you know you're that close to achieving your goals, which is good, I suppose, but I'm still far off with my goals. Well, I'm getting there. But there's always kind of setbacks that get in my way, and then I jump over those hurdles. But I've achieved many things so far in the ventures that I'm talking about that I didn't think were possible, and that I thought would probably halt my process completely and kill the project. The project I'm talking about is Project 2014, which is from Akao Games. You can follow the entire process on Twitter by searching for hashtag Akao2014. Wow, I read a hashtag out loud. I've never done that before. Usually I hate hashtags because I associate hashtags with like hashtag YOLO and such things like that, which are used in reality to justify stupidity. And I'm not into that kind of thing. Well, actually I've used the term YOLO many times recently, in an ironic sense, because, I've been mocking stupidity, so that's fine, right? Internet's fine with that. Yeah, so you can follow everything you can go to akao.com, where we've got a little panel that lets you follow along with the Twitter feed of the hashtag Akao2014, so you can follow along, and yeah, best place to follow along, really. That's all we've been tweeting regularly about the project. Basically, I can't tell you too much about the project, but we encountered bugs where the idea was, in theory, possible, and yeah, I thought I could pull it off. Being the programmer of Akao and such, yeah, I knew that I would have to take on a lot of work to get this project where I wanted it to be, I knew that this was what I was doing now. This was the project I was going to get out there. So I kind of promised something great, and then partway through I thought I'd have to cut back on my promises. I kind of felt like Peter Molyneux for a bit, which just by chance, if Peter Molyneux watches this video, I'm not mocking you. I am a big fan, and I certainly feel your pain with the whole over-promising under. What am I trying to say here? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel like I've certainly promised a lot. I'm really kind of, the light is really on my face. I'm gonna come closer, and that worked a bit. It'll do. Yeah, I feel like I really over-promised. Like the first thing we told anyone about the project was that the only word we could give away was infinite. And in terms of what the concept of the game was, it really was infinite. And even when we encountered this bug that would really, it would cut the game out of what we wanted it to be completely. Even then, it was still infinite. However, not all of the game's features followed it into infinity, which that is really, I can't tell you anything. But once you know what the game is, I'll re-explain what I say here so that you'll understand it. But basically, the engine was infinite, but what the engine was having to do wasn't. That makes even less sense, I think. Imagine a game where you ran infinitely. This isn't the game, by the way. Imagine, although that was one of the first prototypes for the game. So, yeah. Imagine a game where you could run infinitely, and as you were running, enemies were spawning and you had to defeat them in whatever way. Now, the way most games would pull that off is by having a scrolling background. The player stays where they are, and the enemies would come onto screen. Now, the game we were making, that just wasn't going to work out too well for us, especially when we wanted to be putting the game online, which meant the players did actually need a space to move around in. So, I'm going to repeat, this is not the game. It's not an infinite running game. So, yeah, we wanted infinite space. We didn't want a scrolling background or a looping background. We wanted infinite space. And we got that. We got infinite space. However, our theoretical enemies in this game, as in a running game where you're running infinitely, which is not the game. Can't stress that enough. I'm not telling you what the game is. I am using a theoretical, non-existent game to explain the bug to you. Yeah, imagine after running a certain distance, those enemies didn't spawn anymore. Yeah, that's essentially what the bug was, except theoretical enemies in this situation, theoretical game. The problem was only partially with enemies in the actual game, and it not a running game. I think I'm going to need to check this quickly, but I think there is actually a picture on Twitter that may actually give something away, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check. Did I upload it? No, I didn't. Fine, okay, yeah, right. There isn't an image that gives it away. That'll be closer to announcement when I give that away. I've been recording for way too long already. Yes, that's why I've not been uploading so much. Well, that's not the only reason. I've got this KL 2014, which we are really excited for, so we've been working really hard on it, but we also have a deadline, which is the first time we've ever had a deadline in a KL, so that's a bit scary. In fact, we have two deadlines. We have an announcement date, which we hope to have the game solidified by then, so we can announce it and we can screenshot everything. We can show you exactly what the game is, so we can hype you up for the game, not for the concept. Because a lot of what we did before was we got a concept out there, prototyped it, and that's the stage when we would announce it. Dungeon Warp, for example, which is still happening, by the way. We are working on it, and we haven't showed you what we've done, but it is vastly different from what you remember. That's a promise. So, in fact, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen sort of what I mean. Because I have announced it before what we were doing, but that failed since then and broke, and we didn't do it. But now we're doing it. So, yeah, most of you don't know what I'm talking about. So, follow me on Twitter and you will know everything. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, so we usually upload a concept to the internet, basically, onto IndieDB and stuff, etc. So you get screenshots of a not even nearly finished game. This time we will hopefully be showing you screenshots of a finished game or a game in beta. So basically we won't be showing you anything until the game is playable. And all of the team would have probably played it and got the hang of it, and perhaps even messed about with some online features if there are any. The game will probably be released. No. The game will almost definitely be released without online. And the game may be initially released as a Windows exclusive. We do plan to release on more consoles. Ooh, that gave something away that we didn't want to give away. The game will be out on more platforms, and as I let slip, consoles are potentially those platforms as well. Nothing confirmed, but we may be releasing on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Sony Xperia, the Ouya. We have no confirmation for Xbox. We have not even considered looking into the possibility of Xbox, although if the demand is there and it is worth it for us financially, which by the way it isn't at the moment. Microsoft, you should really do something about that. Basically anywhere we can put it, we'll put it. It will be on mobile. Oh, should I say that? We don't even know if it's going to be on console yet, but we know if it is, there's a high chance it will be cross-platform, so you'll be able to play with your friends online. Again, I may be over-promising here. I may under-deliver. That's the word I was looking for earlier, under-deliver. I may under-deliver. There may never be an online, but online was part of my original vision, so I'm going to fight to put it in. But yeah, it might never happen, so we'll see. So, and then we have a second. Sorry, I'm really jumping about all over the place with my conversation. We have a second deadline, which is the final release date, which is when we need to have the game finished by. There is a substantial amount of time between announcement and release. That's all I'm saying. We do have a release date. We have a finalised release date, and we also have the estimated release date, the kind of vague release date, which we are going to announce next month. Yeah, the vague, which is when we tell you what quarter of what year we are going to release in. So, for example, again, theoretically, Q2 2075. That's not the release date. That is the third quarter. Did I say Q3 or Q2? Basically, Q3 is third quarter, so it's Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Those are the quarters of the year. First quarter is like January to March, and etc. So, yeah, that's what we'll be announcing next month. The estimated sort of vague release date. And then we'll be announcing the final release date possibly a month in advance, or no, probably 3 months in advance. So we'll probably be announcing that in December. Wow, that's not far away now. Think about it. That's quite scary, actually. Yeah, so kind of on top of all of that, I have schoolwork I need to do. I'm in the sixth form, which is kind of college level. I'm not going to be explaining sixth form to those of you that aren't familiar with the concept. Basically, it's college, but in a high school. I don't know why either. So I have that, which for some reason I'm having essays and things thrown at me, which I'm just having trouble keeping up with, because my school's attitude towards things is homework comes first, and that's fine, great, yeah, but I spend a lot of time at school, and on top of school I'm also doing a uni course in video game development, which the school's already tried to make me drop out of, which is not something I'm going to do. And then on top of that, I have all of the time I spend actually working for a Kale, which I'm sure if the school actually knew about, they would definitely try to stop. They would make me quit that. But basically, there's two things that the school would disapprove of that are my career, which is strange because they're trying to help me get a good career. But at the moment, they demand that I don't follow my career path and do well in those things. So it's very strange. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, my career comes first, and school, if it's getting in the way of my career path, which it's supposed to do the opposite of, can come second. And honestly, I've got to the stage where I will tell teachers and sort of senior staff this because it's true, and they should be more supportive of my efforts to better my life, but they're not. I'm sorry for this stupidly long video. I have stuff to tell you, and I'm tired. I'm talking a lot. On top of that, I also have my book, which it's getting close. It's getting close. It will be released before Christmas, so you can all buy a copy for anyone at Christmas. Just buy the book for Christmas presents. Anyone that likes reading, buy it for them. Anyone that likes reading fiction in particular, buy it for them. If they like zombies, buy it for them. And if they like subtle political themes put into novels, then go ahead, just give it to them. Just buy my book when it comes out, please. I'm very poor. I need money. And currently I need money to make money, which is it's an interesting situation. My job is to make video games, and my computer is at the moment not very good at doing such. So my computer's falling apart, my external hard drive is broken, so I've lost everything basically, which you may have followed along with earlier in the in my upload list. Yes, so my book is nearly there, and also there is a web series adaptation of my book. I'm just going to stop a second. Usually if a video was this long, I would have restarted it and tried to talk faster, but I really can't be bothered, so I'm really sorry about that. This is what usually leads to me not uploading a video, and I've noticed that all of my videos that I've recorded have been this long or longer, so I just need to say what I need to say, get it out there, and then I can get back to recording shorter videos. Yeah, they're not going to be any shorter unless I sort of upload them in parts, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, there's a web series based on my book that's coming out, which I'm showrunner for, and I'm at the moment I'm sorting out the legals, which is not a fun process because it involves being really, really horrible. Especially because I'm working with friends. The studio that is making the series is a group of my friends. In fact, I work for the studio, so kind of signing over the rights to make this series, I feel really horrible because they're asking things that I just don't agree with. I mean, that theoretically they could ask things that I disagree with, and then I need to tell them they can't have that. That sort of thing. So I think we may have come to an agreement, but I need to write up the final draft of the agreement, and then we'll sign and stuff, and it should be good. Yeah, that's what's happening in legals, and then we're writing the series. We're signing the things tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well and we all agree. We will be writing the series following that. In fact, I've already started writing one of my potentially 3 episodes in the series, because I'm currently writing 2. I may have to write a 3rd, but that's a long story, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's stuff that's going on. Sorry about this 20-minute video. I'm just about done now. I've told you everything and like why I'm stressed out and why I haven't been uploading recently, and I'm hopefully not going to have too much of a pause between this video and the next one, because I know some of you like to listen to me talking and stuff. Also, I've been really interested in doing a series for a little while where I answer your questions. So if you want questions, advice, that sort of thing, just ask me anything. So yeah, kind of the equivalent of an AMA on Reddit, with also some advice that if you want it, you can have advice. So thanks for watching. I'm so sorry for being boring, but if you were interested and you watched the whole thing, then thank you. See you later. There should be another one fairly soon. I hope. I shouldn't have said that. There may not be one for a while.